type of common virus that infects humans, typically leading to an upper respiratory infection, URI. 7 different types of human coronavirus have been identified. Most people will be infected with at least one type of coronavirus in their lifetime. The viruses are spread through the air by coughing and sneezing, close personal contact, touching an object or surface contaminated with the virus, and rarely, by fecal contamination. The illness caused by most coronaviruses usually lasts a short time and is characterized by runny nose, sore throat, feeling unwell, cough, and fever. Covid-19 is a disease caused by a new strain of coronavirus. CO stands for corona, vi for virus, and D for disease. Formerly, this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronaviruses. By the end of the year, infection with SARS-CoV-2, which caused a SARS-like illness known as Covid-19, had been confirmed in more than 40 individuals in China. The novel virus shared 89% of its genome in common with the previously reported SARS coronavirus originally isolated from bats, raising concern that Covid-19 represented a global disease threat, similar to the SARS coronavirus, that caused a pandemic scare in 2002-03. In early 2020, health authorities reported a case of illness caused by SARS-CoV-2 in a woman who had traveled from Wuhan to Bangkok, the first case reported outside China. The virus subsequently spread to more than 24 countries and sickened thousands of people worldwide. The virus can lead to pneumonia, respiratory failure, septic shock, and death. Many COVID-19 complications may be caused by a condition known as cytokine release syndrome or cytokine storm. This is when an infection triggers your immune system to flood your bloodstream with inflammatory proteins called cytokines. They can kill tissue and damage your organs. Researchers aren't sure what caused it. There's more than one type of coronavirus. They're common in people and in animals including bats, camels, cats, and cattle. SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, is similar to MERS and SARS. They all came from bats. Many people who got the disease early on were linked to a large live seafood and animal market in China. You might hear it called a wet market. The first cases may have come from animals sold in the market, then spread from person to person. Anyone can get COVID-19, and most infections are usually mild, especially in children and young adults. But if you are in an area where COVID-19 is spreading, haven't traveled from an area where it's spreading, and haven't been in contact with someone who has it, your risk of infection is low. A swab test is the most common method. It looks for signs of the virus in your upper respiratory tract. The person giving the test puts a swab up your nose to get a sample from the back of your nose and throat. That sample usually goes to a lab that looks for viral material, but some areas may have rapid tests that give results in as little as 15 minutes. If there are signs of the virus, the test is positive. A negative test could mean there is no virus or there wasn't enough to measure. That could happen early in an infection. It usually takes 24 hours to get results, but the tests must be collected, stored, shipped to a lab, and processed. There's no specific treatment for COVID-19. People who get a mild case need care to ease their symptoms, like rest, fluids, and fever control. Scientists and researchers are constantly tracking COVID-19 infections and recoveries, but they don't have information about the outcome of every infection. Early estimates predict that the overall COVID-19 recovery rate will be between 97% and 99.75%. The Indian Council of Medical Research and Bharat Biotech International Limited have announced a recent collaboration wherein the isolated coronavirus strain has been characterized in the Institute of Virology, FUN. Even as the experimental vaccine study has got enough funding, experts suggest that the vaccine, which aims to work by building up the body's immunity in fighting the virus, will take a minimum of a year's time. Apart from this, India's Serum Institute, Indian Immunologicals Limited, My Lab are also speeding up work on the production of a vaccine to match up to global efforts. Thailand has proceeded to test its novel vaccine on monkeys after seeing positive results on mice, and hope to get a clear outcome of its effectiveness by September. The vaccine, which is amongst the 110 contenders, uses messenger RNA technology to weaken the viral strain and produce antigens to fight the virus from the root. The British American Tobacco, a tobacco production company, had making of an experimental vaccine based on proteins from tobacco leaves. While the vaccine is yet to receive necessary approval from FDA, workings have shown good promise in the preclinical trials. The pharmaceutical giant, which is co-producing the vaccine with the help of a German company, BioNTech, has started the process of dosing patients. 4 vaccine candidates devised out of messenger RNA format are being tested on volunteers to identify the most viable and suited vaccine of the 4. The data is being shared with scientists in real time. The tests are currently going on in Germany and parts of the USA. You can protect yourself and your dear one by: clean your hands often. Use soap and water, or an alcohol-based hand rub. Maintain a safe distance from anyone who is coughing or sneezing. Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. If you have a fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical attention. Call in advance. Follow the directions of your local health authority. Avoiding unneeded visits to medical facilities allows healthcare systems to operate more effectively, therefore protecting you and others. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Please don't forget to click the bell icon so that you can get the notification.